We're going to do a little tour. I've been working on this tour of the Oologah Garden Tractor Museum / shop barn. Been working on this Boland's 1556 a while. I need to get it completed, and it's coming up soon to get completion. It's got the wheel weights, and I've got to wait on some money to get some decals, and I'll get to it. And I've got the home light, which just has a rear lift bracket and rod to manufacture it. I've got to do, and it'll be on the road and mowing. But yeah, the 1556 is just about ready to get put together. I've got to install the wiring harness, home light, and T16 hydro. Built 1 year, 73 or 74. I've got to put the case back together. First year case, 1973, 224, first year for the 14 horse. I've got a real nice set of wheel weights for it, and a completely finished front blade and deck refinished. Some weights for the home light. And this is what I'm working on now. I've got to wire in the electric PTO to run the rear PTO shaft for the 50-inch tiller I've got for it. Those are Interco Interforce 30 by 10 by 12 tires. They pooch out a little bit, but I don't think you'll have to ask where's the beef. And those are tri-ribs on the front. They're 5 by 12s, 12-inch, with 4-bolt steel rims and steel 4-bolt cast iron hubs, new muffler, and hydraulic or electric PTO on this aftermarket thing. And we'll go out to this barn where I've got another wheel horse tractor. I don't know what I'll do with it, but it's under covers here, along with my case dump cart is out here. I got another big 54-inch Boland's plow there. Actually, I've got 2 of those, and then 4 or 5 blades, and then 2 Boland's 42-inch or 44-inch plows for the tube frames, and a couple of tube frame tillers here, and a Alice tiller and a Massey tiller, and a Alice snowblower and a Boland snowblower back there, and another wheel horse D160 D series blade, and another Alice and wheel horse blade back here, and the big 50-inch wheel horse tiller here. And then I got another stall here with my implements, and it's got orphaned John Deere 400 420 blade with a nice little Brindley style Boland's plow, walk behind or ride behind plow, and then a Brindley sleeve hitch plow, and then a Brindley 3-point plow, a Brindley 3-point cultivator, homemade boom, and then a Simplicity 540 PTO. I'm going to run the 540 PTO out one side, and then the Alice grater blade, and then the Brindley attachments, the disc, the cultivator, and this diamond hair tooth. Then over here I got my decks, an Aaron shaft drive, the wheel horse 48-inch deck, 3 Boland's decks, 2 Massey decks, the restored case deck, and 3 other decks for the Alice 400 series. And I've got to do some work on this Alice 416 hydro. I'm going to have to put some rings in that. This H16 doesn't have an engine. It might make a good diesel repower. The 3416 has a Vickers hydro and a Briggs 16 horse, and I might save it back for spares. The Boland's 1476 has a good restored deck on it, and it's running good as a mower. And I'm using it now along with the Alice 416 shuttle with the rear lift and the weights on it as primary mowing tractors. And this was my primary mower back there, the Alice 716. And I've got a Simplicity 7016 with a Kohler engine on it, with the rear lift and the ag tires and the wheel weights, and the Massey with the big ags on it, and the 3-point Massey 14. And another Boland's 1476 here with the big tiller on it, the shaft drive tiller, and the weights and the ag tires. And I've got some hitch parts and some weights for tillers and front blades, and a Simplicity Alice set up for a rear lift. And that's actually a home light rear lift. See, it's square on the end rather than round like the Alice Simplicities. And then the Alice PTO and some drive shaft parts, and another Alice Simplicity rear lift complete, and then some Boland's and Aaron's universal joints. And I've got two Boland's 1476 3-points, and some drive shafts, some tires, some wheels up here, different drive shafts and starters and bevel gear boxes and shafts up here, and some different chutes. And then I've got some motors down here of different 14 and 16 horse motors, and a set of case wheel weights for the 224, and a seat, some other parts. Another 416 hydro with the weights and the rear tiller. And then the wheel horse D160, and it's got the front blade, the 54-inch front blade, and the 48-inch rear 3-point box blade on it. It's a working tractor. And my Aaron's GT 14 hydro with the Brindley disc on it. And it's another good working tractor. And this, I don't know who put that snapper sticker. That's a Massey 1650A which is going to be a rear 3-point center link, a hydraulic center point center link to tilt the box blade. That's a Massey 1450 with the 48-inch time deck under it, and a Brindley 48-inch box blade that's pretty rare. And then another GT14 with weights, and a 48-inch shaft drive snowblower, and 44-inch rear tiller. And I've got a couple of late model Wisconsin SD14 engines that were only run on propane. I've got two of those, and I paid $100 for both of them, and they'd only been run on propane, so I thought they'd make good spares for the 1476 in case I needed them. And then I've got the Boland's 1256 with the new restored deck. I did a little lawnmowing with it, and it's got the rear lift on it. And then the Boland's H16 over here with the rear weights and the lift, and need to do some washing on here. But then I've got the Massey 16 with the deck and the weights in here, and behind the sheet is the Massey dump cart that's all restored. But that's the tour of the Oologah Garden Tractor Museum for now.